This podcast contains strong language and adult situations. If that's not your thing, you've been warned.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Fuck My Work Life podcast.
Hey, fuckers. I'm Kay.
And I'm Jay.
And this is the podcast where we read your workplace stories to you.
And riff.
I was waiting for that.
Yep.
It is our season 2 finale episode. Yes. Season 2's been fun.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun.
Lots of guests coming on.
Lots of guests coming on. We were a guest on a few different podcasts.
Yeah. We were guests on a couple different podcasts. We had guests on our podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Our little pod
grew
a lot.
Yeah.
During season 2. So yeah, it's been a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Weird.
Why weird?
I don't know. I just didn't expect this to
to go anywhere.
To go anywhere. Not like it's going anywhere, but it's just it's grown more than I thought it would.
Yeah. We've grown quite a bit.
Yeah.
I mean, we're like so popular.
I don't know if I'd say that. We've got some listeners.
Yeah.
We got some loyal listeners.
Yeah, we do.
We love you fuckers.
We do.
We love you fuckers.
Fuckers.
So we are, after today, we're going to take a little break, probably take a couple months off between seasons, get some much needed rest and relaxation and some free time.
Yeah.
Enjoy the holidays.
I tell you, I put a lot of time into this podcast, and I just need to take a break every once in a while and collect myself, you know.
Yeah. It's a lot of work.
I don't do shit.
I do too much shit. I got to let go of some of my control freakness in season 3.
We'll see how that goes.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes. Do you have any fun plans for the break with all your extra free time?
Yeah, you know, I got all kinds of plans.
Yeah.
I don't know what they are yet, but
yeah, I'm gonna maybe crochet something.
Sweet.
Because I haven't crocheted in a long time. I'm gonna, I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
It's weird to have free time. I'm probably gonna sit on the couch a lot.
I'll probably do some stuff in the garage, but we're coming into winter, if you can call it that, here in Southern California. So, you know, like 65 degrees.
Yeah. It gets a little chilly.
Yeah, it gets chilly.
But not nearly as bad as anywhere else.
No.
Other places that have real seasons and such.
Yeah.
Anything new going on with you?
Nope.
Since we recorded last?
I don't know. Is there? I feel like you know that there is, but
Why do you?
No. I'm just saying, like, is there something I'm forgetting?
No, I'm just asking you a question.
I'm not attacking you.
Okay. I feel as if you expect me to say something here.
No, I mean, I go to work, I come home.
Yeah.
You know,
we just got through Thanksgiving. Had a long weekend.
Yeah, that was good.
I think probably the biggest news that I've had since the last time we recorded is I cut bangs and now my phone doesn't recognize me.
Oh.
That's the most exciting thing beyond, holiday stuff.
Which is so weird that it like I thought the phones were supposed to recognize like your facial features, not your hair.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, I mean, I think it's because it's covering up my forehead, which my forehead used to be exposed. Yeah. I don't know. It's really weird.
Knows?
I guess I have to. I'm sure there's a way you can just go in and be like, "Can you rescan my face?"
Oh, I'm sure there is.
With my fringe, my new fringe.
Yeah.
I watched a couple YouTube tutorials and just cut bangs.
Yeah, they look good.
I've been thinking about it since Halloween, since I had my Hermione wig, and I was like, "Hey, I kind of like this. I haven't had bangs since high school." And I was like, "Man, fuck it. It'll grow back if it sucks."
It doesn't suck. It looks good.
Thanks. I'm getting used to having something touch my forehead constantly. It's very strange.
I cut my hair also.
Yeah. You didn't though, did you?
I did.
Oh. It doesn't look
not very much.
Yeah, it doesn't look very much shorter.
I didn't cut the top. I just kind of like faded the sides and
I see.
Like trim the sides down a little bit.
This is J and K's hair podcast.
Yep.
Yep. So we are, I guess, in the throes of the holiday season now, right? Christmas music everywhere. We
Yay.
pulled down our Halloween decorations from the garage to get those
Or
put
Christmas
up.
decorations.
What did I say? Halloween?
Halloween.
Oh, I wish it was Halloween.
Yeah, I went out there and pulled everything down from the top of the garage for Christmas.
Yeah.
I think I got everything. I mean, I moved a bunch of stuff around looking to see if there were
other things,
any bins that I forgot, but I think I got all of it.
Yeah, as long as we get the tree up, I think that's enough.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, we don't usually puke Christmas on this place during the Christmas season anyway.
Yeah, I try not to puke Christmas on anything.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't mind Christmas. I'm not, obsessed over it like some people are.
Yeah.
I like it. I don't like it to start until after Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
So my house rule is no Christmas decorations until Thanksgiving's over with. And then we have like a nice month of Christmassy stuff, And
then that shit comes down after the new year, right?
Yeah, it's usually like December or January 1st. It's like, all right, this stuff's going back in the garage. So it was a short work week because, again, the holiday, but it was a stressful work week for me. I think I posted something on Twitter about, I work in a team of a certain amount of people. And I think B mentioned it in our Work Bestie episode last time, how her and I, work with smallish to medium size groups of people. And normally the whole team is there to do that. And all but 2 of us were allowed to take vacation this past week. So it was.
Yeah, which is kind of crazy. Like,
that's a whole thing.
It's a short week. I don't know. I think like having all those people out is just. Yeah. It kind of doesn't make sense, but that's, it's above my pay grade.
Yeah. So it was short, but stressful. I think I had to break my no drinking during the week that week too, because I needed a beer at the end of the day.
Yeah. Mine wasn't stressful. It was just, when you you're only working a couple days, it feels like those days never end.
Yeah.
And so I would do my work, and when I got my work done, I would just sit there and wait for the day to be over.
I think it was either Tuesday or Wednesday morning. It felt like I had been there for hours and hours and hours, and it had been 2 hours. I didn't even have my first morning break yet. I was just like, oh man, this is going to be a long day. But with that said, I mentioned breaking my not drinking during the week.
Yes.
So we drink.
Because we work.
What are you drinking, Jay?
Well, I actually went a little different this time, and I got what we call a Storona. It's the Stone Brewing Buenaveza salt and lime lager. It tastes like a Corona with lime.
Yeah.
They're pretty good.
Yeah.
I had one Coors Light, but that was all I had left. So
I'm also drinking I just call them the Stone Coronas. They're like fancy Corona.
Yeah.
Fancy, expensive Corona.
Expensive Corona. Yeah.
With the cool skull on the bottle. Yeah, it's good. It's fine. Yeah. I actually like it better on tap, but it's not bad in the bottle.
Yeah, it's not bad in the bottle.
The first time I had it was on tap, and it definitely tastes a little bit different than the bottles.
I like Coors Light better on tap than out of a bottle or out of a can. But you don't find it on tap very many places. It's usually bottles.
What, Coors?
Yeah, Coors Light.
Islands. Go to Islands, you get it on tap with that frozen cup. Oh, man, it's so good. Yeah, so we're both drinking Stone Buenaveza salt and lime lager this week.
Yes.
I'm probably just going to stick to one, though, because, again, holidays. There's a lot of overindulgence on all kinds of things the past 3 or 4 days.
Yeah.
Man, I was stuffed. We had a Friendsgiving yesterday, and I ate like a plate of food. It didn't feel like a lot of food, but I was stuffed for probably 10 hours after that plate of food, just uncomfortably full.
Well, I ate late. I didn't want to go over there because I cooked the turkeys and brought them over. And I didn't like when I started carving up the turkey for other people to eat. I didn't want to eat right away because I knew like I was already still kind of stuffed from Thanksgiving with the family,
Yeah.
2 days before on Thursday. And I knew that I would just want to take a nap if I ate right away.
Yeah.
So I waited until
You ate late.
I ate late.
Yeah.
I ate, and then it was maybe an hour later we went home.
Yeah.
Which was good because
you're ready to nap.
I was tired.
Yeah. So we're leading into the holiday season.
Mm-hmm.
I know that means a lot of stress probably for people that are especially working retail during this season. I know a lot of people tend to shop online now, but I've already seen videos of Black Friday videos of people going crazy, usually in a Walmart. There was a video of this woman. I don't even know. You can't tell from the video what the product is, but there was a pallet of products and just group of people bum rushed this pallet and was like knocking it over. And a little kid, probably 5 years old, gets a box of this stuff. And this woman comes over and rips the box out of the 5-year-old's hands and runs away. I'm just like, humanity is just
people
insane.
are fucking assholes.
I mean, what could possibly be in that box that makes it worth it?
G.I. Joe with the Kung Fu grip?
Oh, I guess.
I don't know.
I mean, to a 5-year-old.
Yeah.
A 5-year-old.
Yeah, little post-toddler.
Yeah. First of all, don't bring your 5-year-old to a situation like that where people have been trampled to death in the past.
Especially like the Black Friday type shit. Like, you don't bring your kids to that shit.
But then to be the asshole that steals a box out of a 5-year-old, like, Jesus Christ. I love the holidays. Everyone brings out the best in everybody.
Unfortunately not.
No, I know.
I mean, even like I was saying this past week, I was like, we just have to be mellow when we drive because everyone driving during the holidays is like, fuck you, get out of my way. I'm the only one on the road. All you other fuckers need to move out of my way. And people are just fucking assholes.
Yeah.
And it's like, geez. And the craziest part is you're driving and you see these people driving like assholes, and 10 minutes later, they're still next to you driving like an asshole because they've gotten nowhere.
Yeah. With their kids in the back seat.
Yeah.
Like, you're driving like that. You got precious cargo, you idiots. People are, Anywho. Drink. People are nuts, especially around the holidays. But I'm going to share one of my mom's workplace stories centered around the holidays. Like, gosh, I don't know. I was still a teenager, so long time ago. She worked at a department store in the mall, and she had to work on Christmas Eve. She was a cash register. They closed at, a little bit early on Christmas Eve so the employees could spend some time with their family. I don't know if it was 4 or 5 o'clock on Christmas Eve they closed. And she'd been working all day, and, 5 o'clock or whatever closing time rolls around, and she still has a line of people like almost to the door, right, at her cash register. And she's trying to get through them as much as possible. Half hour goes by, still a huge line. And she said, you know what? Fuck this. This is my Christmas too. She helped the next person or whatever and said, that's it. We're closed. She shut down her register, pulled her drawer out, and everybody was like, you bitch, you can't do this. You fucking, like, just
that's fucking
cussing
awesome.
her out. And she was just like, fuck you.
Well.
Bye.
Like,
I'm
fucking store closed a half hour ago.
Yeah. And she was like, oh man, the string of expletives were yelled at her as she was walking away was memorable. But good for you. Yeah. I probably would have sat there and worked and helped everyone because I'm a pushover.
I mean, I probably would have too.
Yeah.
But kudos to her for doing that.
Yeah. Insane. Also, don't wait so long to do your shop. This was, long before everything was online too, where people had to go to the store to go Christmas shopping. But still, you got all year to do your shopping, you don't have to wait till Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
But so that's a fun work story I thought I would share of my mom's.
Yeah.
We've got some listener stories that were sent in. So I think I'll read one first.
Okay.
Does that sound good? Okay. Dear J&K, Aaron at Z1 here. Thought I'd finally reach out with a work story for your fine podcast. Feel free to use it whenever you like. So having left the UK's education system in 1990, and with Margaret Thatcher's poll tax looming on the horizon, I, like most kids with no direction or purpose, tried all sorts of things to bring in a little cash. In the first year of my working life, I was a park keeper, a radio controller for a cab company, I worked in a leisure center, and briefly in a morgue, amongst other things. These were all cash-in-hand jobs. But in my wisdom, I decided to go get a legit job, and the very first one I chose was a stint in good old McDonald's.
What do they mean by cash in hand? Like they get paid cash after they work?
Yeah, I'm guessing like what we would say, like under the table.
I was like, who goes to the morgue and pays in cash? Like, this is all cash in hand.
Yeah, I'm guessing, you know how we say like get paid under the table.
Yeah,
like
cash in hand. Yeah,
right. You're not.
It's like work 8 hours, get paid for those 8.
Yeah,
come back the next day. Yeah,
yeah. So the first stint was in good old McDonald's. Now, when I say a stint, I mean one shift, just 6 hours.
Nice.
Sounds like my stint.
Probably still a nightmare.
Yes.
In McDonald's.
Sounds like my stint at Bed Bath & Beyond that lasted 4 hours. I had passed the interview and was told I could start at the weekend with the caveat that I had to cut my hair due to quote-unquote health reasons. Now, back then, I had long flowing locks that reached halfway down my back. Remember, it was the early 90s. But begrudgingly, I agreed and turned up for work looking as smart as I possibly could. Damn, he cut off his locks for McDonald's?
For one shift?
Well, he probably didn't plan on it being one shift. The first half of my shift was pretty uneventful. I was shown the way of the mop and was set to cleaning the stairs and the toilets.
Nice.
Okay, this quickly reminds me of another story from, not really my past, but my brother was dating this girl in high school who got a job at like a Subway or some sort of sandwich shop like that. And she came back from one of her first shifts and she was saying her manager was yelling at her because they told her to sweep and she didn't know how to sweep. And he was just like, you're missing the dirt. How can you not know how to sweep?
I mean, there's those people.
Okay, anyway. I was shown the way of the mop and was set to cleaning the stairs and the toilets. And because this needed to be done regularly, by the time I had finished, I had to start all over again. You can imagine the condition of McDonald's toilets on a weekend evening. They weren't pretty. There were discarded needles, used nappies, and tampons, and the male toilets were even worse. Oh, man.
How the fuck did the male toilet, what was there, like cum all over the walls?
Well, probably like shit everywhere. I don't know. People are gross. But geez, like needles and do you know what a nappy is?
Like a wet wipe.
No.
What's
diaper.
Oh.
That's what they call diapers.
Ah, okay. I thought it was like the cute way to say like napkin.
Oh, no.
Like a wet nappy.
No, that's a diaper. Then around 9 p.m., the place started to get real busy, and I was asked to clean up the eating area where a lot of mess was starting to build up and bins were overflowing. I was also told to empty the bins and take them to the roof and into a larger bin. It was at that point when I realized that I didn't know how to close up a bin bag. At 16, I wasn't exactly domesticated in such areas, and with all other staff rushed off their feet and my line manager nowhere to be seen, I had to be shown this critical life skill by a customer. Imagine that, having to stop eating your meal to show a dumbass kid how to do their job. Bag now semi-secured, I rushed off towards the door, struggling with the full bin load. But before I could get there, the bottom of the bag gave way, spewing its contents all over the restaurant floor. Some, mainly drunken people, cheered with a loud, "Wah-hey!" Some gasped. I think somewhere an old lady fainted. But there I was, the bottom half of me doused in half-chewed burgers, sloppy salad no one ever eats, and leftover sodas. I was a total mess. And to make matters worse, standing in front of me, having just walked in to witness my embarrassment, was a girl who I really liked at the time. And I knew she liked me too. We just never hooked up because we were awkward kids. Oh, that sucks so bad. Her face was one of shock to see me A, working in McDonald's, and B, sporting a new haircut, but she was polite enough to contain her laughter. Her date, on the other hand, wasn't so forgiving. He burst out laughing in my face, and he had long hair. Hurriedly, I cleaned myself up, headed for the roof, and hid until it was time to go home. Shortly before my shift ended, my manager reminded me that I needed to give him my national insurance number, your equivalent of Social Security, as they needed it for their records. I said I'd call them, but never did, as I found out the next day that my mom had accidentally thrown it away, which meant that not only did I cut off my glorious hair, not only did I come home dirty and smelly from a rough debut shift, not only did I totally ruin my chances of being with that girl I liked,
But he also didn't get paid.
but because I had
Damn.
no national insurance number, I couldn't get paid for the job either.
Damn.
That sucks. Why did they not settle that before his shift started? I feel like here they won't let you do that, but this was the 90s, you know.
Mhm.
I never went back. In fact, I stayed away from McDonald's altogether for a considerable amount of time after. Like the contents of the bin bag that spilled over me, that place stained me for a long time.
Yeah.
Cheers, guys. Love what you do. All the best. Aaron from the Z1 podcast.
Thanks, Aaron. That was
Aw,
sorry.
Aaron.
I wonder if he has his hair back now.
He's got those glorious 90s flowing
Those
locks. That like, what did they call it? The grunge look, the glorious long locks and the flannels.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That was a good story. Oh, man. It totally brings back memories of working in fast food places. I worked in 2 different fast food places growing up. One was a nightmare, and the other one was actually a lot of fun and pretty cool. But I worked in I don't care. I worked in a Carl's Jr., and that was horrifying.
Yeah.
Oh, God, so
I worked
disgusting.
at
So gross.
Rubio's.
Didn't you manage a Rubio's?
I was assistant manager.
Oh.
And then I quit.
Did you get to wear a suit and tie?
No.
Oh.
No. I just didn't have to deal with the public, which was great. I got to work in the kitchen with all of the kitchen workers, which was even more fun.
Yeah. Carl's Jr., their drive-through, if you were working the drive-through, it was a speaker. So you would have a headphone on or whatever, but then there was a loudspeaker back in the kitchen. So the kitchen workers could hear what was being ordered.
Mm-hmm.
And so I would just always do accents and stuff. People would come up to order. I'd do British accents. I'd do my Southern accent. There's anything to just not die of boredom in those places. My best friend's dad would always come to the drive-thru, and I always knew it was him because he had a very distinctive voice, and he would always order the same exact thing.
What was his order?
I believe it was a Famous Star, fries and a Coke or whatever. Yeah. I'll have a Famous Star.
One medium fry.
Yeah.
And a large Coke.
Yeah. Would you like to try some today?
And then what was that from?
I don't know.
Was it Dude, Where's My Car? Is it
I never
something?
saw that.
No?
No.
I don't know. I can't remember.
Yeah, I was working at Rubio's. Oh, he already said it was fine.
Yeah, working at Rubio's was cool. It was, I actually wasn't there. I didn't work there very long.
Mm. How did you become assistant manager?
Because they had just opened this Rubio's, and it was in San Clemente. They had just opened this Rubio's, and I lived like across the street from this Rubio's, and I applied and I got the job. And so it was like no one that came in besides the store manager was from another Rubio's, because this was shit, late 90s. Yeah. Like 98, 99.
Did you have long, luxurious hair?
No, I had no hair. And I think I was like the oldest one besides the store manager.
Yeah.
And Rubio's at that time, they were fairly new. I think they were down here, but not up in Orange County. I don't think they
did they start? Okay. Whatever.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
But I started there, and then the dude who came in, and he was the store manager until they trained the store manager, who was, I guess, like an assistant manager at a different Rubio's, and was becoming store manager. But he was training her, and he was like, okay, you're going to be our assistant manager.
Okay.
Yeah, it was, it was Rubio's.
Yeah.
I got free fish tacos every day for lunch.
That sounds worth it.
We got 2 fish tacos every day. That was like a perk for us.
Did they have to be fish? Or could you couldn't get a chicken taco? Or?
I don't think so.
That's weird.
Well, I don't think their menu was very big back then.
Was it? Because
either.
I know they're big for their fish tacos, but they
Yeah.
have other stuff, at least now.
Yeah, they have other stuff, but I mean, this was, what was this, 25 years ago?
Yeah.
Or 22, a little over 20 years ago.
They used to have, was it a mahi-mahi burrito or something?
Yes.
They used to have a really good mahi-mahi burrito.
Their shrimp burrito is pretty good, too.
Yeah.
Mm.
Anything other than leftovers.
Hey, does DoorDash deliver? No. Does DoorDash deliver Rubios?
Probably. Okay. Anywho, drink. Cheers.
Okay.
Okay. I know. Like, I don't even really want this
I
beer.
know.
See what I do for you people? You podcast listeners? Forced to drink this beer.
Like, I was out running errands, and on my way back, I was like, I think we're going to record today. I'm going to get a 12-pack, but I don't want Coors. I don't even really want beer, but I also don't want to record like without something to drink. And I got this 12-pack, and I'm like, I don't want this shit. Like,
yeah, I think I'm gonna.
Jay has drank his way through quite a bit this weekend.
Yeah,
and I just don't have it in me.
Yeah, I mean, womp, womp, womp. I know. I feel like our energy's like real low today for our season finale.
Yeah. And I took a B12 before we started recording, thinking that would like
pep you up.
It'd be like snorting a line.
I didn't even have coffee this morning, so
no,
I'm uncaffeinated and mostly sober. So
yeah.
Thanks for listening, everybody. Bye. Have a nice life.
Fuck off.
No.
We'll see you in a couple months. And plus, like, you're facing this way, so you don't see what I'm seeing. Like, I'm looking out, and I see one cat over there just stretched out, knocked out, and another one cuddled up like a little bear right there. And I'm just like, fuck, I want to do that.
The dog, little nap nugget in her
little
bed.
Nap nugget in her bed.
Yeah, they all have the right idea.
They do.
You got to get through this and then take a nap.
Yeah.
This is what happens when you get old, everybody. One weekend of it's not even partying, just one weekend of social activities just wears me out.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to not doing it. We don't have plans next weekend, right?
No, I don't want plans.
I don't want plans either.
I don't want any plans.
No plans. Okay, so you have a story, right?
Yes, I have a story.
Okay, let's hear it.
Should I read who this story is from first?
You can say it at the end.
Okay. Once upon a time, I was a middle school teacher. Crazy or glutton for punishment? Maybe both.
Both.
A student of mine stole a kid's shoes and played keep away in the hall. As the adult, I called the parent to inform her of her child's ridiculous behavior and hoped she would have a discussion with him after school to reinforce the conversation I had with him that afternoon.
Dear parent.
Yeah, I know.
Your kid is an asshole.
Yeah. I was 5 years into teaching and practically heard it all. Every excuse in the book. This one, however, takes the cake and to this day stands as one of my many war stories retold years after teaching. I informed the mother to the situation and her reply, "Why are you calling me with this nonsense?" Which, in all honesty, that would have been my reply too. And like, so give him his shoes back. Like, he'll be fine.
I mean, it shows bullying behavior, which shouldn't be.
I just rolled my eyes.
Oh, okay. Well, another reason we don't have children, everyone.
Albeit, this is not the worst thing a student can do, nor was it the worst thing I had ever encountered. But it's still a disruption in the day and could have been a bully situation. I took a deep breath and proceeded with a stern, "I would be happy not to call you with this nonsense. However, your child was being disrespectful to another student and disruptive to the education process. Do you have a pen to take down my email? You can email me a list of all the nonsense you don't want me to call home about, and I would be glad to pass on the document to my principal and make a copy for your child's file." Silence. "Okay, great, Miss Blank. Have yourself a lovely day." I never heard hide nor hair from the student or the mom. Sweet regards, Kelly Bell from the Fuck It, I'm 40 podcast and Bell House Catering in Annapolis, Maryland.
That's just kind of the
I mean,
nice way of
her
saying,
response was really good.
Yeah, it's a kind of a nice PC way of saying, go fuck yourself, you stupid bitch, if you don't want to care about your child's behavior. And have a nice day.
Which is also par for the course these days.
Oh, yeah. Oh, just seeing the nightmares that run around our neighborhood, and the parents just don't care that they're throwing rocks at cars and walking in front of cars, trying to drive.
Yeah, and
turning around and staring you down.
Challenging the drivers, like, you gonna hit me? And it's like, fucking A.
Yeah.
If I didn't live here, I probably would. I'd probably fucking bump you.
My parents would have.
Oh, I would have got my ass beat.
We would have been put on restriction, maybe getting a spanking. Like, we were taught fucking manners growing up. And I feel like, I know there are very good parents out there who still do this, but it seems like the majority just don't. They want to be their kid's best friend.
Yeah.
I just want to let you do whatever you want. And then you have completely disrespectful children.
Yeah.
And apparently they all live in our neighborhood.
Not all of them, but a good majority of them. I mean, some of the kids in our neighborhood are good kids. They're just like, when they're out playing with their friends, they kind of fall in line, you know, because I talk to a lot of the kids. Yeah. And when they're not with their friends, they're all right kids. They're respectful and but they get in, it takes that one bad seed in a group to be a little shit, and all the other ones are going to think it's cool, and they're going to fall in line and be a shit with them. Yeah.
And put up signs, no shit behavior allowed in this neighborhood.
Yeah. I know.
Also, pick up your dog crap.
That's not going to happen.
Oh my God. Ever. Okay. That's a whole other topic. Before we get into our last story,
I gotta pee.
Okay, Jay's gonna go pee, and we are gonna play a promo. So I'm gonna set this up a little bit. The folks over at the Moral Combat podcast are doing a charity live stream on December 17th, I believe. So let's listen to that promo. All the details will be in that.
What's up, Combat Crew? Matt here from the Mortal Kombat Podcast, and I wanted to take a second to let you all know that on Friday, December 17th, starting at 4 p.m. Pacific Time, we will be hosting our annual charity stream live at twitch.tv/naturalhattrick. That's NTRLHATTRICK. And this year, we will be raising funds for Heart Support and their mission to make mental health care more accessible for all. We will be playing a custom 5e D&D game where your donations directly affect the game. You can cast creatures to battle our heroes, cast spells for or against them, buy a mystery token to put down the Plinko board, or summon a mighty dragon. And we are setting out to raise $1,000, and we would love to have you come hang out and have some fun with us. And as an added bonus, if we make our goal of $1,000, the folks from the podcast will be doing the One Chip Challenge live on that stream. Seriously, Google it. It's pretty wicked. Hope to see you all there on Friday, December 17th, starting at 4 p.m. Pacific Time.
And we're back.
We are back. Definitely go check out that live stream.
Yeah, that sounds pretty fun.
Raising money for mental health, making it more accessible to everyone.
You have extra money, just drop dragons on them nonstop.
Yeah, I don't know what that means, but do that.
Neither do I. I just heard him say you can spawn a dragon. Just spawn all of the dragons.
Yeah, all the dragons. It's for charity. Just do it.
You will forever be known as motherfucker of dragon. Motherfucker of dragons.
Motherfucker of dragons. The guys over at Moral Combat, they're a good crew.
They're fun.
Probably a lot of fun, even just to, watch and throw in a little money for charity.
Yeah.
Okay. I have our last story. But before I read this story, you, Jay.
Uh-oh, what'd I do? It wasn't me.
You know who David Chang is, right?
No idea.
Okay. So I know you know. You just don't. The name isn't calling out to you. So he is I guess you would call him a celebrity chef, kind of a famous chef. He's the one that does the Ugly Delicious series on, I believe, Netflix.
Uh-huh.
I know you've watched that before.
Yeah.
So just want you to have that in mind when I read this story.
Okay.
All right. This one starts off, hello, friends. I was at Sambar for about 2 weeks before I met Dave Chang for the first time. Sandy hit a few weeks after I moved up from Alabama to NYC in order to work for Momofuku. So that's the famous restaurant he started. And Sambar is
I thought it was Momo Fuck You.
No, I think it's Momofuku.
Oh, okay.
Momo, fuck you.
Momo Fuck You. That's like their way of saying fuck you more.
Yeah.
Momo Fuck You.
That is so wrong. Okay, so I think Sambar is part of Momofuku. Maybe I'm saying that wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's not Momo
It's
Fuck
probably
You.
Fuku.
Okay. The storm had shut down the restaurant for a few days, so the kitchen was even more hectic than usual as we all struggled to get everything back to normal working order. Momofuku was doing amazing things at this point, truly turning the food world on its ear. I had sold everything before moving up, but it was worth it to me to live out of a suitcase for a bit in order to be a part of that. It is surprisingly difficult living out of a suitcase, so some aspects of my life suffered. I had my sharpening stone stolen one of my first nights while I was sleeping in the subway. At least that's what I think happened. I may have just left it behind out of careless fatigue. Either way, when I met Dave, my knife was, let's say, below optimal. I forget that like chefs, like they have their own special knives that they take with them and stuff. Dave took my knife. I fucked it 6 ways to Sunday, put it down on the table next to me, sighed, closed his eyes, and asked me in a fairly calm voice, "Why is your knife so dull?" I was relieved at what I registered as sympathy in his voice. I thought he would understand my situation, so I responded with a, "We all know what it's like out here in the wild" tone in my voice. I basically told him I couldn't find my stone because I just moved up here and life was crazy. That was the wrong answer. I would certainly learn this later, but I didn't know at the time that Dave has this tendency to start a chewing out, or as we all called it, a chang bang, in a very calm manner. He just doesn't let it go and keeps escalating until he has gone nuclear. Nuclear. He initiated my very first chang bang by telling me, and I quote, "I've just met you, but I'm fairly sure I hate you."
Oh, wow.
Jesus. Why are all celebrity chefs fucking dicks?
I don't know.
Is it really? I mean,
like
it's fucking food.
Cooking is supposed to be a labor of love.
Right?
Like if you're going to get into it that much, you should love doing it. But
Right.
I mean, I guess when you make it big like that, like when you're a big renowned chef, everyone is beneath you.
Right.
And no one can help you.
I mean, I get wanting to have standards, but I feel like you can figure out a way for people to respect you and want to do a good job for you without being a fucking tyrant dick.
Yeah. So I know you're probably talking somewhat about like Gordon Ramsay.
Well, any of those. I've heard the Bobby Flay guy's a total fucking dick too.
Well, Gordon Ramsay is actually not a dick, but when he did that Hell's Kitchen, he was a super dick because every head chef in a restaurant is a super dick. And if these people are going to make it, because he did an interview, he did what was it? I don't know if he did like the Gordon Ramsay's Kitchen Nightmare. It was basically like a restaurant rescue.
Yeah, because Hell's Kitchen was like a cooking competition.
Yeah, it was like a cooking competition. Yeah, and he was a total dick in that. But Hell's Kitchen, he wasn't he was going to these restaurants trying to bring them back from the brink of disaster.
No, Kitchen Nightmares.
Kitchen Nightmares, yeah. And he did an interview once, and he was like, that's not me when I'm in the kitchen. That's not me. I was asked to be that way for the show because this is how head chefs are. This is how they are. They're assholes.
Well, yeah, but that's proving my point.
Yeah, I know. I know.
I mean, we see, and I'm sure a lot of the stuff that we see, Hell's Kitchen, it's for ratings. It's for TV.
Oh, yeah.
But I've heard stories of real people like the story we're reading right now where they're just dicks and they're not on TV. They're just because they're dicks. Because they're dicks. Okay. Now, this was slightly devastating to me. After all, I had just sold everything I owned weeks earlier, broke up with my girlfriend, moved cross country, and was living out of a suitcase to work for this guy. Needless to say, I'm terrified I'm going to get fired, leaving me jobless and homeless in New York City. And he sticks on me too, right? I still have a massive prep list to take care of, and he's just following me and criticizing. And I couldn't mean this more literally, my every move. I would cut a scallion, and he'd be yelling at me to not leave my cutting board dirty before I'd even wipe my knife down. and then yelling at me to fold my towel properly if it left my hand for a second. Truly awful and stressful stuff. At one point, I needed to make the red eye sauce for our country ham plate. Red eye sauce was basically a coffee mayonnaise. Ew. It's awesome. I make it to this day. Sorry, sounds gross.
Ew.
Ew.
Oh, sorry.
I'm glad you enjoy it. To make the mayo base, and for the health department compliance, we used eggs that had been extremely soft boiled, basically poached in their shells. I had everything in front of me except for the eggs in this recipe. I only needed 2, so I run off to the walk-in cooler to grab them, leaving Dave for the first time since he latched onto me about an hour prior at this point. I run to the cooler to grab the eggs, but I'm extremely nervous at this point, so I'm breaking a cardinal rule of kitchen prepping and not bringing a storage container to carry my Ms. or prep materials in. I guess Ms. is prep materials. Oh, chef talk.
Yeah.
I just grab these 2 eggs, one in each hand, and goofily start half running. No running in the kitchen! Back to my prep station. Afraid if I take too long, my lashing from Dave will get worse. As I turn the corner, still doing this weird bounding maneuver while holding up 2 eggs, one in each hand, Dave comes into view and his eyes are already locked on me, which takes me off guard because I figured he wouldn't notice me re-enter the prep space that immediately. So my dumbass responds by dropping one of the eggs. Everything goes silent and every single one of the 10 or so people in the prep room are looking back and forth between me and Dave and the now broken, partially congealed egg on the floor. I love the scene that he's setting up here.
Sorry, I'm quiet, but I'm like in suspense.
Right?
I'm imagining this in my head.
Me too. Not knowing how to respond, I let out an oh. It reminds me of Christmas Story. Oh, fudge. I let out an oh and turn around, picking up my half-bounding pace back to the walk-in to get another egg. I must have forgot I still had an egg because when I got to the walk-in, I straight up let go of it to open the cooler door, making a second egg mess. Poor guy. At this point, I'm panicking, remembering that I just left the first egg mess in front of a stunned room of peers and my celebrity chef boss. So I decided I'm going to clean up this egg first, grab 2 more eggs, and head back to my dumb coffee mayonnaise recipe. It's while I'm cleaning this second egg mess up that Dave finds me. I'm on the ground, terrified, frazzled, and literally with egg on my face. I stop cleaning and look up at him. He looks down and assesses the situation. He rolls his eyes at me and lets out an, "Oh God," with obvious disdain in his voice before walking away. He left me alone for the rest of the night, and honestly, I don't know which was worse between that and the aggressive micromanaging. That feeling of failure has stuck to me in a way that didn't wash off with the eggs. I made it through service just fine, and had the great fortune of being confronted by a peer who had been at the restaurant longer than I had, and recognized the familiar look of devastation in my eyes. He sat down with me for a shift drink of Buffalo Trace whiskey and listened to my recounting of the story I've just told you. The story is a little funny in my mind, and I guess it shouldn't be, since it is an expose on an abusive environment and a traumatizing experience. But I remember that feeling of failure and how it went away with the conversation from my peer, largely from the advice he gave. He told me, in so many words, not to get caught up in how I stack up currently, that I was in a cutthroat environment. He made a joke about how if I were to go stage an early entry kitchen, a Denny's or a Chili's for instance, the whole world would appear to be moving in slow motion, like I was Neo from the Matrix or something. He told me I might have even caught that egg. That's my teaser story. I have a million more, and I'm always willing to chat about them if you'd like. Keep up the great content.
Oh, fuck that shit. Like, what happened? Did they stay at the place? Did they get fired?
I think they probably stayed. That's the teaser.
Oh, what a tease.
We got to hear more.
You ear tease.
So that was from Brendan from the Unchefed podcast.
Ah.
They have a good podcast.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if they're currently chefs or ex-chefs, but they do a lot of conversations on food, and it's not just cooking and stuff. It's like really interesting kind of, I don't know the word I'm looking for, not ecological, but sort of ecological, environmental, like all kinds of different subjects on the food world. It's pretty interesting.
That's our dog snoring. So,
oh my God, she is passed out.
So she's comfy.
Is it picking it up?
I can hear it in my headphones. It is. I know. What a baby.
She's so tired.
Well, she had a big weekend.
She had a big weekend at grandma's with
Yeah.
5 other dogs.
6.
6 other dogs?
Yeah.
Lots of dogs.
Yeah.
She had a blast, though.
Oh, yeah. And she got to go outside whenever she wanted to go outside.
Yeah.
Chase lizards. And
Yeah.
old lady got worked over.
That's right. Poor thing. Okay, so I have to wake her up. Mama. Well, that's our stories for season 2. Like we said earlier, we're going to take a little break, but we're not going to disappear completely. No. We've got some things planned. I've been trying to gather what's the word I'm looking for? Outtakes.
Oh, yeah.
While I've been editing, maybe some cutout conversations from guests and stuff. So we might release like a bonus episode or 2 before we come back. We do have a couple guest spots on other podcasts that will be coming up in the next couple months.
Oh, are we?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say if our listeners still want us as guests, we're totally down for that on their podcast. We're just not going to be recording ours for a while.
Yeah.
Because Daddy needs a break.
Yeah, Mama needs a break. Keep sending in your stories.
Yes.
Call the rant line. We want to start gathering those and getting those ready to go for season 3. That email is fmwlpod@gmail.com.
And the rant line number is 310-818-3273.
Yeah, so you can follow us on the social medias. That is Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Twitter at FMWLPod. So last year during kind of quarantine, I started doing holiday beer reviews for fun on Instagram. And I think I'm going to do that again this year, but put it on our podcast TikTok.
We should both do them.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, so look for those on TikTok. We'll be doing some holiday beer reviews. And what else? If you like what you're hearing, if you just found us and you're sad that we're ending our season 2, go back and listen to our old episodes.
Yeah.
You can find us on Good Pods, Podchaser, Apple, Spotify, Google Podcasts, all the main podcast places.
Yep.
Some of them you can search for Fuck My Work Life and it works. Some you kind of have to do the F*** K My Work Life.
Yeah.
Or you can just go to our social medias and follow the links to where you can listen to us there. If you would like to support us, even during our break, tell your friends. Tell your friends to listen to the podcast, to subscribe, to rate, to review. What else, Jay?
Tag us and Coors Light in any posts.
That's right.
No matter what it is. Tag us and Coors Light.
That's right. Maybe they'll be a sponsor by season 3.
All of your posts. I'm still waiting for my palette, which is so weird that it hasn't showed up yet.
Yeah, I know. I know. Every day we come home and it's not here, you get real sad.
I mean, I guarantee you I bring them like at least 0.25% of business every year.
Well, I know there's at least a few people in the UK who have bought Coors Light begrudgingly.
Boom.
When they join our podcast.
You don't have to say begrudgingly. Coors Light is listening to this.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. You can buy us a beer. Speaking of Coors.
At buymeacoffee.com/FMWLpod.
That's right. And to end this episode, our season 2 finale, we're going to give a long list of shout outs to our little pod fam.
And then Kay is going to sing a song.
Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe not. No one wants to hear that. So first of all, we want to thank everyone that came on as a guest this season. So first we had Brian from Playlist Wars.
Mm-hmm.
Mark and John from 100 Things We Learned from Film. Jeremy from the Neatcast.
Yep.
Matt from the Moral Combat Podcast.
Zach.
From lots of podcasts.
From lots of podcasts, yes. The guys over at Munch My Benson.
Josh and Adam.
And Adam. Oh, yeah. Abby, Stabby, and Dean.
From That F King Show.
Mike from
The Neatcast. And Josh and Amanda.
From Super Familiar with the Wilsons.
And of course, last but not least, our special guest last week.
Biatch.
That B.
B.
Thank you, everyone, for being guests on the podcast this season.
Yes.
And we also just want to give a quick shout out to the many, many podcasts who didn't come on as guests, but they have supported us by sharing our content,
yes.
sending in stories, always giving us shout outs. So just quickly want to go through some of our little pod fam. If we're forgetting anyone, I deeply, deeply apologize. My brain is mush, but we know we love you all very much. So first we've got the boys over at Chat Smash.
And Irish Spirits.
Scottish Murders.
Scottish Murders.
Murder.
Unchefed. Drunk Theory. Voluntary Input.
The See You Next Tuesday podcast. Hallmark of Greatness. Weird Thing About That.
Z1 Pod. Fuck It, I'm 40. Core Extra.
The SVU Pod, Especially Heinous. Piggly Dog. And the What the Fuck Do You Want podcast. Thank you guys all so much. I know there's so many more out there who have been super, super supportive.
Yes.
We love you all. Go check out our Twitter feed. You could see our Follow Friday posts, and there's a lot more podcasts tagged on there.
Yes.
Go check them out. Support indie podcasts. Thank you to everyone who has listened
Yes,
and
thank you.
told their friends. We love you fuckers very much.
You fuckers are the best.
You are the best fuckers ever.
That's right.
And happy holidays.
Yes, happy holidays.
Whatever you
I
celebrate.
don't want to say Thanksgiving right now because not all of our listeners celebrate Thanksgiving.
Well, plus that's over with by the time it's over with.
Yeah, that's what I said.
But holiday season's coming up, and there's lots of different holidays, lots of different
Yes.
celebrations that people are having all around the world. So however you celebrate, whatever you celebrate, be safe and happy.
Holidays.
Holiday.
Holiday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hate Uncle Jamie.
I hate
I
him.
hate him. Okay. Bye, everyone. Love you.
Bye.
I can't talk today. Monkey, shut up.
He wants some of that bomb-ass turkey Daddy made.